Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the brand new Poco M4 5G. Now this is a smartphone or an entry-level smartphone from Poco that gives us the ability of getting that bang for the buck experience. And what I mean by this is we're talking about a large 90Hz refresh rate display. We're talking about a 5000 milliampere battery. We're also talking about 5G capabilities and the Dimensity 700. So a lot to cover here, a lot of features that are definitely hitting higher than what the price point is going to be for this device. This is TK. Let's go ahead and talk about all of the cool things that the M4 5G can do. Like and subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos on the channel. So here is the content. We have the box, the M4 5G. This is from Poco again, dual SIM card with 5G connectivity, a clear case, a 22 watt charger that's powering the 18 watt, well, it's a 22 watt charger that's going to charge at 18 watts to the device with a 5000 milliampere battery. We have a USB-A to USB-C cable, of course, and a clear case to help us protect our device. Now starting off from the back, we have, as I mentioned, the large 5000 milliampere battery, no wireless charging. We have the iconic Poco design. We have there's a few colors, actually 3 different colors, and of course they do carry over the iconic Poco color, the black and yellow. The main cameras on the back are the 13 megapixel sensor and a 2 megapixel depth sensor, so literally only one main sensor on the back. Dual tone LED flash. On the right we have a fingerprint sensor that's also doubles as the power button, volume rocker. On the left side here, that was I guess the right, this is the left, we have a SIM tray that's supporting 2 SIM cards at 5G with expandable storage to the 128 gigs that I have built into this device. At the top, headphone jack. We also have an IR blaster. No stereo speakers, but on the bottom we have a bottom firing speaker. Of course, we have the USB-C for data transfer as well as audio. Last but not least, a microphone for the camera. We are running here. Let's go ahead and bring down the software configuration. We'll notice that this is MIui 13. It is running on top of Android 12. So this is going to be running Android 12 with the April 1st security patch update. My model has 128 gigs of internal storage. Again, you can expand the storage on this. And of course, it is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 700. As far as customizations and configurations, we have all the same configurations we've seen before with MIUI 13. Wallpaper, theme, password, configuration, privacy, battery, apps, additional settings, and of course under special features we have access to the game turbo, video toolbox, floating window, and second space. You have the Google feed that's present here on the left. On the right side you obviously have all the applications installed. Swiping up from the bottom you have the search bar at the bottom and of course categorized applications in the launcher. This is typical to the Poco launcher. Swipe down from the top on the left side brings us the notification panel. Swiping across takes us directly into the, of course here, the toggles that we have. The recent applications, typical to what we've seen with MIUI, you can swipe through, go through, and then get all the configurations that you want. Now, so one thing I will mention as far as configuration and the connections that I'm getting here, although I'm able to get connection on T-Mobile here in the US, as far as the configuration, the maximum speed I was able to get, it was 21 megabytes down and about 2 megabytes up. So overall, not the fastest connection, but it will work in the US for making calls, receiving calls, and you can definitely see here there's a little bit of an LED, like a flickering here for an ambient light sensor. And the camera in the front is a 5 megapixel camera capable of shooting 1080p, which is pretty much mirrored here. Even though we have a higher megapixel, 1080p is the best resolution that we get as far as the cameras on this device. Fingerprint sensor is very nice, very responsive. We have a remote control configuration here with the IR blaster. You can configure it. I have it set up for my Samsung TV. And of course, let's jump into the cameras. As far as the configuration, we have video, photo, pro, we have portrait, we have under more, we have basically, panorama, short videos, and of course night shot. The overall experience I will probably say is the best camera on this device is going to be the main camera on the back. The 13 megapixel camera is going to give you the best experience from video, as well as obviously the ability of getting the best experience when it comes to photo for that dynamic range that we want to look at it. The Dimensity 700 is not that it's not a powerful processor, it's just not basically a flagship or even a mid-range. This is literally more of a budget-friendly device, so the Dimensity 700 definitely fits it very well. The overall UI elements are very good. Everything flows correctly. The 6 plus 2 gigs of RAM definitely help us very well. Now, as far as gaming, there is a few applications that are pre-installed. I was able to download and install a few additional ones, but to actually get the best experience, you definitely need to jump in, go straight under special features and launch Game Turbo. Game Turbo is their nice little system here that allows you to actually not only launch applications but also download additional games. As you can see, I don't actually have all of these games installed, but I do have Pubg installed and it runs very nicely. Now, surprisingly, Pubg ran actually very good. It wasn't running at the fastest resolution, but something to keep in mind, 40 frames per second is actually not bad considering what we're getting here. And it was a consistent experience. And although I was able to play for about 25-26 minutes straight, I was still able to record the video that I'm sharing with you guys right now. And that just gives you kind of like a good understanding of how this performance or how this device is actually going to do. Now, as I'm showing you guys right now, the pictures on this and the videos that I'm getting here are from using this device for over about a month. I used it at the Peterson Museum. I used it also around the area where I live. So kind of giving you indoors low light as well as daylight and of course sunlight experience, and just to kind of get a good understanding how the video looks like out of this. And of course, as well as the pictures. Now, this device is a budget entry-level device, which means the capabilities that we're looking at here are definitely going to be at that level. So with that expectation, this device actually performs quite well at that price point. It's not going to outshine any other device that is on the mid-range or the higher end, but it's definitely going to do a pretty decent job for somebody that's getting their first smartphone, somebody that wants to consume a lot of content on a device but didn't necessarily care about like a great camera experience. A 5000 milliampere with a 1080p resolution display will last you for a very long time. The Dimensity 700 is also not a very power-hungry processor, so overall, as long as it runs the UI elements as you saw very nicely, very fluidly, for the most part, you're going to be good. MIUI 13 runs pretty good. Again, April 1st, so hopefully we'll get some more security patch updates. It is already on Android 12. No word of Android 13, but at this point, my recommendation would be is we're lucky if we're getting, basically, if we're already on Android 12, so I think that's a good starting point. So as long as we keep getting those security patch updates, for the most part, we should be set. My recommendation would be, again, as a budget phone, a first phone for somebody going back to school, something to that effect, this is going to do great. It is not going to be something that you're going to be able to rely on if you're a power user. Definitely, there are other options from Poco that are offered there, and I can definitely recommend you quite a few if you check out the channel with some of the other Poco videos that we've done. So, with that being said, thank you very much to Poco for allowing me to share my experience using the M4 5G. And thank you for checking out this video. My hope is that you liked it and you can like and subscribe on the channel so that we can obviously, continue putting out more content for you, and you'll always be, you'll be aware when the new videos are coming out. Thank you very much for the support. I'll see you in the next video.